to episode 4 of the Illuminatiam, the First Testament. My name is Sarah Williams, and I am an Illuminati member. Welcome. This podcast is all about reading the chapters of the First Testament of the Illuminati, and so we're going to move into chapter 4 today. If you've not listened to chapter 1, 2, and 3, you can find the card for chapter 1 here and go find the playlist, and you'll be able to watch those. If you're coming into this at chapter 4, you might be a little bit confused because it's a little strange to come in at chapter 4. So go ahead and listen. They're short snippet videos. They're 20 minutes tops, and you can go through and you can find your way. So if you're following the light, welcome to the journey. Welcome to my podcast. Please subscribe for future chapters and future insight as to how to follow the light and how to walk in the things of the light and how to just keep moving forward. So, and realize your dreams and follow the light and join the Illuminati and all those things. So welcome to the journey. And what we have behind us, of course, as I've come to see the light, I started out in darkness. I started out worshiping Satan and practicing witchcraft, and I came to know Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior. And so the scripture that I've just decided to use as the backdrop for this podcast is, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Right? Also, here's the eternal oath. We'll get to that even soon. Maybe not in this episode, but we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. All right, so welcome to the podcast. Let's get started on episode 4 of How You Are Watched. Let's go. Welcome. Chapter 4. Let's go. How You Are Watched. Ready? The invention of email is no coincidence, nor is the new popularity of text messaging and social media. Their widespread use is a result of a complex operation authorized by the Illuminati to aid in the surveillance of the citizens we govern. In a private society that lacks technology, communications between potentially dangerous subjects are difficult to monitor. If a pen writes on a piece of paper and the resulting letter is not physically intercepted, a full transmission of information is completed without any indication of its contents. Plans between anarchists and genocidal murderers cannot be prevented if our associates are not alerted to their creation, leaving citizens open to harm from those who seek depopulation of the planet for their own gain. In modern times, the leader of a large country strayed from our directives, succumbing to his addiction to power. By siphoning away the resources intended for his people, he was able to stockpile a vast network of wealth. This money was used to finance the construction of biological weapons and the development of a plan to overtake a highly populated country, whose power had made it impenetrable for centuries. To overtake such an established world power, he schemed a genocide. He planned to propel a rocket into the outer atmosphere of this planet and allow it to fall over the targeted country. Once entering airspace where it might be detected, the rocket would dismantle itself and release a net of large balloons that expanded to reach over a radius of miles. The balloons would contain a viral poison, and when shot down by the defensive agencies of the target, the chemicals would rain upon the people who lived below. The disease was developed to lose its potency within weeks, but had no cure, and would spread quickly between hosts. With his naval ships hovering on the coast to prevent anyone from escaping, every resident of the country would succumb to the effects of the disease and die. Within days, the entire population would be exterminated, leaving a land of bodies to decompose in the sun, and later only dust for his armies to trample on. But like all plans by misguided sociopaths, his held a fatally overlooked flaw. While devising a strategy, he communicated via an email system created specifically for messages of high security, forgetting that all electronic messages are actively monitored by our departments. While the conversations he had with his generals in private went unnoticed, his electronic communications could be intercepted due to the fact that they were typed into a computer. While monitoring private messages may seem invasive, it is for the safety of all humans. Because of the systems we have established, this plan for destruction never reached fruition, and justice was served for his insubordination. If there is no guilt, there is no reason to hide. The department responsible for monitoring worldwide communications has no need for the private details of the daily lives of our citizens. Our systems remain in place only for your security. There is no risk for any personal data becoming public knowledge. Humans lie to themselves with a belief in secrecy and security. Corporations devise large-scale methods of anonymity through the use of codes and passwords and aliases, believing that their information is safe from outside eyes, forgetting that the very computers they use were manufactured to broadcast directly to our agencies. There are no secrets. Every computer, phone, or communication tool is a device used to gather information about you. Billions of terabytes of data are transmitted, reviewed, and stored in secure locations that cannot be destroyed by any threat other than a complete obliteration of this planet. To truly understand the magnitude of this operation, you must dispel what you've been told and taught through your entire life, misdirections we have placed for the security of this initiative. Our surveillance cannot be detected nor deactivated because it exists in the core of every electronic device. The personal computer's purpose is to gather data on individuals and create profiles of their movements, loyalties, and the level of risk they are to the human species. To ensure the independence of every citizen, we cannot intercept all crimes, only such actions that could affect the human species as a whole. Our department retains a dossier of every human on Earth. Every website they have visited, every document they have typed, every image they have scanned, every video they have recorded or broadcast. Even this one. We know and see all, just as a shepherd knows and sees all of the flock. The Illuminati supports various digital initiatives to ensure your safety from global threats. We have propagated safeguards throughout a minimum of 98% of all communication devices currently in operation. The success of our surveillance is the result of public relations campaigns working to increase societal reliance upon technology. For example, in 1999, our Illuminati conference encouraged societal influencers to increase the public's usage of text messaging, as these are easier to surveil than audio phone calls that must be transcribed. In 2004, our organization funded the development of an internet membership website to aid in the collection of data on citizens of interest. Our influencers were encouraged to use the website and invite those who follow their lead to do the same. Our partners created a tagging system that recognizes facial features of a person in a photograph or video, no matter which angle they might appear, and launched a campaign to promote its usage. In this way, our operatives are able to gather a vast amount of information previously unavailable from private citizens. Every photograph and video that is stored on the internet is immediately tagged by our systems with the identities of every person in the image, regardless of if they are subject or merely a person in the crowded background. This allows us to track the movements of every single person in a technologically advanced society, even if they themselves do not carry any traceable devices. A false sense of security reveals the deepest secrets. Much of our surveillance techniques involve creating systems that claim to be anonymous, therefore attracting those who have things to hide. Online anonymity networks have seen increased usage amongst those who require the utmost privacy. Its users openly reveal their deepest secrets behind onion layers of protection, not realizing that the network they rely upon is of our invention and specifically created to trace their illicit movements. The technology in use by private citizens is already 20 years behind that of the United States military, and theirs is 50 years behind that what has already been developed in our laboratories. With unlimited resources, the Illuminati can invest in the research and creation of any technology required by our work. The focus of our future objectives has turned to increasing the popularity of cloud storage services and computing. By encouraging citizens to store files in a remote location that is secure and easy to access, their private documents and information are volunteered for our surveillance. Even the mightiest kings will fall because of secrets. We know of everything. We know of the message a politician sent that may seem to be a long-gone history, but would lead him to suicide if his spouse was to see it. We know of the worst mistakes and the worst sins ever committed by everyone in power. The Illuminati is forgiving, but the people are not. Ain't that the truth? When our ranking members stray from our directives and require judgment, their punishment is shame. It is for this reason you often read of celebrities and public figures who suddenly face scandals but remain silent amidst the backlash. As their careers crumble, they know there is nothing they can do. They knew our judgment was approaching weeks before it appeared. The sanctity of our authority must be upheld amongst every human, even those who believe they are powerful enough to disobey. The Illuminati's purpose is the preservation of the human species, and thus we avoid causing death to even our worst perpetrators. Leaders of the world fear little but death and losing their power. Public shame is a warning shot, one that is rarely ignored. The punished who receive judgment with humility are often restored to their previous glory at the end of their sentence. Every person is human, and every human makes mistakes, but buried in those mistakes are scandals of abject ruin. You will deny that you have secrets when in reality you know exactly the secrets we are referring to. There is no reason to fear any public dissemination of your secrets. It is highly unlikely that any human has even observed your dossier in our database, as they are sorted and filtered by an electronic algorithm used only to identify risks. Find security in knowing that while your secrets are safe, the secrets of all who strive to destroy your species are also in our hands, ready to be used against them. So, all right. So we're being watched. And we've been watched for a long time. And we played right into it. Facebook, tagging. Like, we played right into it. We're like, hey, let me just get on Facebook, be a part of it. Like, we just did it. I'm talking as a society, right? Like, I did it too. Like, played the game, got a Facebook profile, put my pictures up there, told everybody all about my life, all about my drama, all about everything. Now, I don't have any secrets that will lead to the abject ruin of the human species. In fact, I don't really know of secrets that I'm holding. In fact, as has been the challenge, I have been actually overtly transparent about my past. Sometimes too much, sometimes so much that people are super uncomfortable with it. And sometimes people like, well, she can remain unnamed. She tries to use it against me and then make up lies about it. It's just funny. And so that just says that the public sometimes cannot be trusted with your secrets, right? But don't keep secrets. The secrets lead to ruin, depending on the secret, of course. You just don't tell the whole world everything about you. Sometimes that's just not a good strategy, right? Because the truth is the whole world will not understand your trauma. They're not going to understand what you've been through. They're not going to understand what's going on in your mind. They won't. The whole world will judge you based on their value systems, will judge you based on their trauma, based on what they've gone through. So to share your whole, transparent self with the world, be ready for some serious judgment, right? Like, be ready for people going, oh, I can't believe you did that, or whatever. And yet I often say to them, do you have the courage to be as transparent as I was? Just saying. So we all have darkness, guys. All of us have darkness. And I don't know where you're at right now, and I don't know what your darkness is. But let me tell you that your darkness can be forgiven. His name is Jesus. He's an incredible forgiver of your darkness, your shame, your guilt, what you carry around that makes you want to kill yourself. Trust me, I know I've been there. Okay, so Jesus is the answer to releasing all of that darkness, being washed and cleansed and born again. So it was my answer, and I've seen many human beings that it's their answer as well, because Jesus is the light of the world. And so, as I walk through this, of course, this chapter talks about how you are watched. Those of you that are just blown away by the fact that you're watched, that all of your electronic involvement is being monitored, and we're talking gaming systems, we're talking social media systems. You think TikTok is some sort of, there's no such thing as privacy, okay? If you log into a single social media, oh, that's right, YouTube, to watch this, you log into a single social media outlet of any type, and you think you're safe or it's all private, you are living a lie, okay? So the question, though, that you have to ask yourself, what are you trying to hide? Why are you hiding? And if it's so horrible, then you need to repent, and you need to overcome, and you need to get healed, and you need to get out of that darkness. Because now, and there's not a darkness the Lord can't heal. Okay, he will shine his glorious light. In fact, this a young lady, I think she's 14. She drew this for me. She colored it, and it says it's Matthew 5:16. It says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." Okay, so let your light shine, but recognize too that none of us are without darkness. Not a human being is without darkness. We've all seen trauma. We've all been through darkness. And the question is, do you decide to stay there, or and let the darkness eat you into becoming somebody who wants to destroy an entire nation? Or do you decide to strive for the betterment of the human species? Because when you follow the light that is within you compels you to strive for the betterment of the human species. Okay? It compels you to do so, and then it will reward you for doing that. But if you choose to follow the darkness within you, this power-hungry, greed-hungry, lust-hungry, sexual addiction-hungry kind of darkness, if you choose to follow that and not tell your body and your flesh and your mind to shut up and listen to your heart, well, there's an entire organization out there that is protecting the future of the human species. So, just be wary that you're not going to get very far with your plans, because our entire goal, look, let's just discuss the eternal oath. We've been talking about it. We'll talk about it later in a future episode, and we'll revisit it. But the first, let me get it. Let me just get it for you. Here, right here. Boom. Okay. Boom. Okay. Let's go. Ready? So, upon this eternal oath, I freely pledge, like free will, I choose to pledge. Number 1, to dedicate my mind to the discovery of knowledge, to dedicate my efforts to the progress of abundance, to dedicate my existence to bringing all people in all places into unification, to dedicate my soul to the purpose of enlightenment. Okay? And what do we got here? To dedicate my life. That's it right down here. Dedicate my life to the protection and advancement of the human species. Okay, I signed it. I even put like a bloody, where's my blood, little bit of my blood in that. Okay, I gave my life to support this effort. Okay, gave my life. Okay. This isn't, I'm not doing this because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not doing it because I just want like wealth or fame or, oh, look at me. No, that's not the point of this. I gave my life to protect you and to protect your children and to protect your grandchildren and to support their advancement, their healing, their growth, their strengthening. I gave my life for that. I committed with a bloody fingerprint to do that, okay? Because that's how seriously I take my vows. That's how seriously I take my oath, that I'm dedicating my mind. So if you're trying to figure out, how do I follow the light? Do that. Are you dedicating your mind to the discovery of knowledge and wisdom? Are you dedicating your soul to the pursuit of enlightenment? Are you dedicating all of your efforts on a daily basis to the progress of abundance, first in your life, then in others? Or then in others and then in your life? Are you dedicating that? Are you dedicating your existence? Okay, think your physical existence. Do you dedicate that to bringing all people in all places into unification? And finally, do you dedicate your life and your time upon this planet, okay, to the protection and advancement of the human species? If you're doing that on a daily basis and you use that as your guide, the light's going to guide you where you need to go. But all you have to do is surrender to the path. So don't worry about how you're being watched. Don't be someone who has secrets, because you don't have secrets. Secrets are a falsehood, okay? You don't have secrets. So don't be that person that's trying to hide from everything. No, be really transparent and be aware that the things that we try to hide are sometimes the things that will ruin us later in the future, okay? So be blessed. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for following along. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. Next chapter, let's see what that is. Our next chapter that we're doing here. Chapter 5. Ready? Boom. The need for hardship. Oh, I can't wait to cover this one. We'll cover this one tomorrow. We're going to talk about all the hardships that this girl has been through to bring her right here, right now. And the submission that has been required to the light to guide me and just let me grow in my highest self. So anyway, be blessed, be loved. You are amazing. You can do this. Don't give up. Just keep going. Follow the oath. If you don't have an oath and you're going, oh, I need an oath. No, you don't. Go print it off the website. No excuses. You don't need the fancy one that's all shiny. I got one because I was blessed. Thank you, Tiffany. I was blessed, but you don't need the fancy shiny one. If you order one off the Dotus website, it's possible it could get lost in the mail and you would just be like, where's my oath? Well, it's possible that it would get just lost in the process. So just print it off and just follow it. That's it. That's it. So be blessed. I love you. Until next time, follow the light.